What's new? Man, I'll tell you, man, this shit has been this year, I feel like forced a lot of us to fucking really figure out who we are deep down. It really has. Like this is the year that taught me about gratitude. You know what I mean? I'm saying that, but like, you have to really learn how to be grateful for what you have. You know, it's like people say that, but this is the year where you're humbled. Like we've all been humbled. I don't care who you are, what's your background, what's your socioeconomic status, like we've all been humbled, right? And like this is the time where we have to like just like appreciate whatever we have, whatever situation we're in, and make the best of it. Personally, I thought this was the year I was gonna blow up. I really, in my heart, January 2020, I'm like, this is it. We about to blow up. Let me do a recap for everybody from what happened to me this year. January 17th, 2020, I headlined the Kennedy Center, sold out the show, and dropped my first hour special, Son of an Ice Cream Man. It was a big deal for me. Thank you. February 7th, 2020, sold out my first show in LA at the Comedy Store with Bill Burr and Neil Brennan. Thank you. March 8th, 2020, someone ate a bat in Wuhan, China. And now I live with my parents in Gaithersburg, Maryland. What the fuck happened, son?
Never back it down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground.
So I was gonna film this 2 weeks ago in DC because that's my city, but the shit got like locked down, so I said, fuck it, I'll take it to Virginia, right? And you know what I mean? But the thing was, I wasn't sure about it until Monday. I woke up, I said, fuck it, man, it's 2020. I gotta drop something new for the people who don't live in the DMV, right? Because I was getting a lot of DMs from people from Texas, LA. There's one dude in particular, he hits me up all the time. He's from Texas. His name is Mauricio. Mauricio's like, Martin, I just saw your new special. I just want to tell you, you're my favorite Bolivian, Iranian comedian. I'm like, bro, you could have just been like my favorite comedian. You don't gotta be like Bolivian, Iranian. Like, I feel like I'm the only one. But he just kept messaging me. He was like, I just also want to say, I identify with your sadness. Every time I see you perform, I can see in your eyes you're really sad. I'm like, the fuck, Mauricio? And he kept going. He was like, every time I see you talk about the ice cream truck, I can see the depression coming to life. And you give me hope that one day I can also be a depressed comedian like you. I'm like, fuck you, Mauricio. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna do another special and let it be known publicly that, yo, I'm not sad. I'm just unemployed. That's it, all right? That's it. I'm trying to set the record straight. It's crazy because this is like low key, like illegal, but still like we can. So I gotta when I post stuff about this, I gotta be like speaking code. Like I don't sell drugs anymore, but if I did, this is like the closest like if you saw me like 10 minutes ago before like I'd be like nervous. Cause like I'm like always thinking like, is this the day the cops gonna raid the place? Just like pull up like, y'all telling jokes in there? Huh? Y'all trying to laugh? Y'all trying to smile and shit? Nah, fuck that. Martin, put your hands up. I'm like, come on, man, I'm just trying to get these jokes off. Moving to LA to do comedy was like my low-key dream. Like I was living my dream last year, 2019, from August up until March. I had this dope-ass apartment off Melrose in Hollywood. And I remember like making the decision to move to LA after doing comedy in DC for 8 years. All my Silver Spring homies are like, don't move to LA, Martin. It's not like the movies. Which is like low-key a fucked up thing to say to someone who's just trying to like live their dream. But like, they from Silver Spring, like they only know like Glenmont to Metro Center. Like, like they don't know about like, I'm like, yo, sometimes you gotta transfer to Green Line, son, take some chances. Like, no, we not ready for Green Line. We stick to red line only. We're red line people, Martin. And so like, it was kind of like, I was like, that's fucked up, but okay. So when I got to LA, It was exactly like the movies. Like for real, dead ass. Like I got there, I was drinking smoothies every day. I was talking to models all the time. And just because I was talking to models, it doesn't mean they talk back. Because there was like 5 models that lived in my building, and every morning I wake up and I see them walking around. I'd be like, yo, what's up, models? They're like, we don't want to talk to you. I'm like, but we're still talking. Because you gotta understand, I grew up in Silver Spring in like Section 8 housing, right? I got rejected by Section 8 girls my whole life. So now I get rejected by models and I'm like, that's progress. I'm an overachiever, man. I got into astrology this year because I couldn't come to terms with my bad personality. Now, for real, I'm tired of people being like, yo, Mar, you an asshole for real, man. You don't be texting me back like, yo, dog, I'm not an asshole, I'm just a Leo. Nah, for real, like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, see, every girl gets hype off zodiacs. You could say any zodiac sign to a girl. Like, you'll be like, yo, I'm a Sagittarius. Like, yo, that's the worst one! Oh, ay, Dios mío! Sagittarius! I dated one of you 2 years ago, and it's, no, you trouble. It doesn't matter which one you say, it's always never good. Man, we went through so much this year, son. Y'all remember Dreams and Goals? Damn. That shit, that's like a Throwback Thursday picture. You gotta go back in your camera roll and be like, damn, that's back when I had fucking hope. Now it's fucking November 2020. Someone asks you like, yo man, what you got going on next week? Like, you be like, man, shut the fuck up, son. Don't ask me what I'm doing right now, son. I'm going to comedy shows in alleys. I'm just trying to feel something, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to feel something in my life. Shit. Yeah, man, it's been a tough year for a lot of different people, a lot of different communities, but specifically for the Latin community, man, it's been very tough for us because we lost Goya. That shit hurt, bro. Losing Goya, like Goya has been in Latin households longer than most Latin dads. Like, yo, that's facts. You ask any little Latin kid, like, hey, yo, you know Goya? Like, see. You know your father? Like, no. Losing Goya for us is like, for the white community, Peter, that's like you guys losing Hamburger Helper. That's like saying, no microwave food for 2 months. Like, what? No microwave food for 2 months? This is bullshit. Shit cock tits. Malarkey. But for those who don't know what happened with Goya, I'll refresh your memories. Maybe 3 or 4 months ago, the CEO of Goya came out in support of Donald Trump, which in the Latin community is a major issue for us. First thing that happened on Twitter, trending topic was hashtag boycott Goya. And of course, when I saw that, I was like, yup, retweet. Press the button, did my part. Felt good about it too. I was like, go about my day, you know what I mean? Fast forward, I went to my mother's house to, hang out with my 65-year-old Bolivian mother, you know what I mean? I was like, hola mamá, es tu hijo, Martín Amini. Like, hola mijo. Like, I was like, yo tengo hambre. I'm hungry. They're like, come, I cook something for you. Like, gracias mamá. It was a great day. Things were going great. So we're hanging out in the dining room. My mom's in the kitchen preparing the food. In the corner of my eye, I noticed that my mom, she had a bottle of Goya. I said, what the fuck, Mom? ¿Qué es eso? And she looked at me like, it's no finish. I'm like, does that mean you support Donald Trump? She's like, no, I don't support Donald Trump. I just support good chicken. I was like, respect, Mom. Please finish the chicken. I understand. That's the thing, man. We lost so much this year. Like, I lost a lot of white friends. Yeah, I lost them to protest. Nah, this is what happened. I know a lot of us have been going to protest this year, but like, I learned I can't go to protest with my white friends no more. They be too turned up. They be treating like protest is like becoming NASCAR for white liberals. Like 2 Monster Energy drinks in, and they just turn the fuck up. I'm like, yo, Gary, you need to bring it down, son. You too. This is what happened. I got invited to a protest by my homie Brett. He was like, hey man, listen, we're about to go downtown and give him a piece of our mind. That's what he said. He was like, we're gonna give him a piece of our mind. I'm like, oh, Brett means business, right? Whenever he goes like this, I'm a piece of our mind. I'm like, all right, bet, chill. So I get down to the protest to link up with Brett, and as soon as I get there, he's like, oh, cool, Martin's here, bet. He's like, he started yelling at the police unprovoked. He's like, I don't care if we get arrested, you can take us to jail. I'm like, who the fuck is we, Brett? Son, I'm an unemployed comedian, I can't afford bail. Like, come on, Martin, we gotta here to make change. I'm like, I gotta pay for bail and change, son, I can't. Come on, we're gonna give our piece of our minds. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Brett. Get in the car. All right. I can't do it anymore, man, because again, white people just take things too far. Like in the beginning, y'all be chilling, but like, I feel like y'all be chasing clout when it comes to these protests. I swear to God, y'all trying to get like clout points. And it's like, dude, just relax. You know what I mean? I was at a protest and it started regular, right? You just hear the regular chants, no justice, no peace. I'm like, yup, say her name. True. They're like, burn down the Dunkin' Donuts! I'm like, yo, chill, bro. I fuck with Dunkin' Donuts, son. That's where I get my coffee, man. Relax. God damn. This is where the protest took a turn, because when the George Floyd, when that happened, that's when shit got real, because Bo and I, we were roommates back in July, and it affected us deeply to the point where I was like, yo, Bo, like, if you want, I'll come to the protest with you. And for those who don't know DJ Bo, me and him been best friends since middle school. Argyle Middle School, yeah. So we're like, we're gonna give him a piece of our mind. So we went to the protest, and it was an impactful moment. We got to the protest, we're downtown K Street, and we got to an intersection, and one of the leaders of the protest just stopped the protest. I was like, all right, y'all, listen up. We're gonna do 7 minutes of silence in memory of George Floyd. And in that moment, 300 people got on the ground, and, like face flat, like on their backs. I was like, damn. I looked at the ground, I was like, this shit don't look sanitary. But I was like, yo, for the movement, you know what I mean? I put my head on the ground, and I turned to Bo, and Bo was on the same shit. He's like, I don't know about these streets, bro. So he did a Colin Kaepernick. He just put one knee down. And I was like, go, come on, Bo. Black lives matter. You're making us look bad. And he's like, bro, coronavirus. Bo lives matter. I was like, true. That's my man's though, man. I ride for Bo, man. Bo, this next joke is dedicated to DJ Bo. That's the homie. He's got to be in the special. DJ Bo's got to be in the special, man. Because when you're, I feel bad for Bo because I'm his best friend, and I'm a terrible best friend. Because I'm a comedian, and you know what I mean. When you best friends with a comedian, this shit is like I'm relentless. Because look at Bo. He's so innocent. Fucking wearing overalls, and he's 30 years old. The fuck, man? He dressed like he's gonna take school pictures tomorrow. Anyway, Bo is adorable, but Bo does some dumb shit from time to time. Like he ended up getting into a real relationship when we were on lockdown, which is like, bro, like as a roommate, this is the most inconvenient time to bring random bitches to the house. Like it's because at the house where I stay in Gaithersburg, it was me, DJ Bo, and my 65-year-old Iranian dad. We're like a UPN sitcom in the 90s after Moesha. Ice Cream Man, DJ, Unemployed Comedian. What's gonna happen next? On the broke yeah, right? So Bo got in this relationship with a very nice Vietnamese girl, right? Which is perfectly fine. I actually knew she was Vietnamese before I met her. Yeah. Why y'all laughing at that part? So what happened was one night I'm chilling in my room, minding my own business. It was like around 10:30 p.m. chilling, and out of nowhere I just hear like loud kung fu moves. Like yeah. I was like, oh shit, Bo's in trouble. So I got out of bed, I started knocking on Bo's door. Hey yo, Bo, you good? You good? I just listened up like real carefully. I just hear Bo, yeah. Yeah, I open the door. I'm like, oh shit, like close the door, close the door, close the door, close the door. I just hear, yeah. Who's pussy, who's pussy, who pussy, who pussy? I'm like, oh, Bo's just dating a Vietnamese girl. Hey man, I love you, bro. Bo out here, man. Don't let the overalls fool you, man. He ain't innocent. By the way, Bo's single, so that relationship ended a month ago. So slide in his DMs. What's your Instagram handle? At Bo Knows DJing, ladies and guys. It's like that. I like to keep things interesting for Bo. You know what I mean? I gotta keep him on his toes. All right, let's get into it. Sex, let's talk about it. Is it just me, or did we all get freakier in 2020? I don't know about y'all, man, but my dick can't get hard unless I'm listening to Bad Bunny, I'm drinking tequila, and there's purple lights everywhere. I need a full mirror in every room now, just to be excited, you know what I mean? Here's the thing about 2020, man. Like, if you would have had sex with me in 2019, I'd probably be on some like regular shit, like missionary. I look in your eyes, be like, you got some beautiful ass eyes. You know what I mean? Some corny shit like that. Now in 2020, you have sex with me now, I just walk around the house naked with my unemployed dick. I'm like, you better suck this dick like it got the vaccine in it. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, shit. That was too honest. That was very vulnerable. That's but I feel like you guys need to know what's going on with Martin Amini in 2020, right? Because I'll be even more honest, man. Like, I'm in a situationship right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. Y'all know what a situationship is, right? Okay, I'll tell you, Mom. Like, what's your Facebook status update? I don't see it. It's complicado. What is complicated? Situationship is like, all right, it's one step above talking, but it's one step below like relationship. Right. But it's like you doing all the stuff of a real relationship, except the only difference is you don't admit your true feelings for one another, right? Because when you're in a situationship, it's like that gray area where you don't want to be the first to say I love you. That's the thing. That's real. Like, that's a real thing that we all going through in 2020. No one wants to be the first to say I love you, because love is tricky. Love is like double dutch. Y'all remember double dutch? Because you got to see with double dutch, you gotta catch the beat. Love, there's a rhythm to love, because you don't want to move too quickly and say it too fast, but you don't want to be too cool for school and wait to say it later, right? So you got to find the right time to say it. And it's tricky. You got to be paying real attention like double dutch. So, you start going like, okay, we got the same music interests. That's what's up. Conversation's going good. I like that. Sexual chemistry, on point. Oh, and she gives morning head. L-O-V-E, that's what you do to me. And I love you. I love you. I fucked up and I said I love you too fast in my current situation. It was after a long sex session, which is when I usually say I love you. I woke up, we had morning sex, and I turned, I was like, hey, I just want to let you know things have been going really good. I feel like our conversations are good. We both like R&B, and I just want to say, I love you. And she just looked at me like, why would you ruin everything right now? Why would you say that? Like, we were doing so good. I was like, I just thought I went down on you for the past 2 hours. I just thought that maybe you I thought we had a connection. She's like, no, keep going down on me. I'm like, okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I should have never said anything. My bad. But for real, I'm out here in these dating streets, son. This shit is hard, son. It's hard to date now, man. I feel like social justice issues is getting in my way of my DM game. Nah, for real. Anytime I try to DM a joint on IG, it's always like the same IG story I see on her page. It's like, pray for Palestine. Black Lives Matter, say her name. And then I try to swoop in like, what's up with drinks though? What's up with drinks though? I mean, I see you out here. And the girl always like flips out. She's like, how can you try to DM me in a time like this? Palestine is burning. And I'm like, we could pray together. She's like, okay, pick me up around 2:30. Back in July, I went on this date, and she came to my spot in DC, and it was going good, but then it got to like 1 a.m. And when a date gets to like 1 a.m., that's a tricky time because that's when you gotta like make a move, right? And 1 a.m. it's like, in 2020, you both wearing masks. You gotta be like, are you trying to take it to the next level and take off the mask? And she just look at you like, okay. I'm like, and then you gotta take it to a next level because you know we on some Me Too shit. I gotta be like, I gotta say things out loud verbally because you can't go off the nonverbal no more. You gotta get permission slips flying. So I'll be like, yo, like, I wanna kiss you right now. Like, is that cool with you? What, is that not cool? Not like, cause you know, it was 1 a.m. and you know, she was like, yeah, you could kiss me, but you could kiss me only right here. And I was like, what the fuck? But it was 1 a.m. and I was desperate. So I was like, fuck it, let's do it. So she was sitting in the chair and shit, right? So I had to swivel her. I had to hit her with the swivel. I was like, all right. So I like positioned myself and shit. And I got the chair like ready. And I was like, mwah. It's like, that felt good. Do it again, but this time, lower. I was like, that's weird. But I'm desperate. It's 1 a.m., it's 1:05 now. Something needs to happen. I'm like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. And so I square up, get my little spot. I go, mwah. She goes, that felt good. Do it again, but this time, lower. I go, what the fuck? You trying to get me to eat your ass? Yo, like, it's a pandemic. Dr. Fauci gotta sign off on that. Like, you can't just be out eating ass on the first date. That's like a third date type of situation. That might make it on the special. All right, we're in the home stretch. You guys have been good. Thank you. Thank you. Nah, y'all are dope. I'm glad the elections are over, man. That shit felt like a long ass pregnancy test, son. Shout out to Joe Biden, son. Yeah, that shit. Nah, you know, the thing about Joe Biden, I feel like he feels like community college. Cause like it's not where we want to be, but we'll take it. Like he's getting us to the next position, you know what I mean? Like until we can get to our real college. 100%, right? I'm just glad we got rid of Donald Trump, man, cause he was cause like when right? I think we all can agree. Like Donald Trump, like when he got elected, I'm not gonna front. Like when he got elected, I thought that shit was funny, and then a month went by. I'm like, oh, this shit ain't funny. Donald Trump made us really look bad as a country, man. He really did. Like I felt it the more I travel. I don't know if anyone got a chance to travel the past 4 years abroad, but when you travel abroad to other countries, you really feel it as an American. Because when people ask you, like, oh, where you from? I'm like, oh, me, I'm from America. They're like, word? What's up with your mans? I'm like, what you mean what's up with my mans? Like, that's not my mans. Like, oh, that's not your mans? I'm like, nah, that's not my mans. Like, oh, you didn't vote for him? I'm like, nah, I didn't vote for him. Like, okay. And I'm like, damn, that Chinese guy was mean, son. This year's been so wild that like crazy shit is just like regular. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but like like Kanye West ran for president. Y'all remember that? And y'all are like, yeah, that's about right. That's some 2020 shit, right? It just feels terrible because Kanye West at one point in time was my favorite rapper. Like I grew up on College Dropout and Late Registration. Now if I ever play Kanye West in the car, my mans be looking at me like, son, you racist? I'm like, nah, I'm not racist. I just like good beats. You feel me? The thing about Kanye, I will give him credit for this, man. I feel like he made mental health go mainstream. For real. As soon as he started having his breakdowns, I feel like every minority was like, maybe I should go see a therapist. For real. Like Kanye West sabotaging his career made me realize how much people don't fuck with Donald Trump. Like I know people don't fuck with Trump, but like how triggered it made people feel. Like, there were certain communities that were willing to forgive Michael Jackson for allegedly touching kids. But the moment Kanye put on a MAGA hat, they were like, that's where he crossed the line. You know what I mean? They're like, pedophilia, okay. But MAGA hat, no good. Touch my kids, yes. Touch that Kanye album, no. Like, what, son? That's the fucking double. I don't know, am I tripping or is that real? I feel like we have a long way to go in the Latin community when it comes to mental health. I feel like it doesn't get talked about in minority groups. Black community too, two black guys. I ain't forgetting about y'all. Nah, for real though, like, I learned this earlier this year. I was actually at a funeral, one of my homies passed away, and my best friend was there sobbing. He's from El Salvador. Yeah, man, shout out to El Salvador. And what caught me off guard was like, this was like one of them tough dudes in the neighborhood. Like, never see him show emotion. Always eating a pupusa serious. Like, damn, dog, how can you eat something so delicious, but also be so serious at the same time? He was crying and shit. I was like, yo, fuck. And he came up to me out of everyone in the funeral. I was like, damn, why me? And he's like, yo, man, like, shit fucked up, bro. I don't know what to do. And I was like, maybe you should think about seeking out professional help and talking to a therapist about it. He's like, but I'm not gay though. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, man, I ain't no fucking gay guy, bro. I'm like, bro, like, it has nothing to do with being gay. It's about talking to someone who's objective about your feelings and can give you some guidance. He's like, that sounds pretty gay to me, bro. The fuck, son? Fuck, man, you acting like a little bitch, dog. Like, what the fuck, son? Like, what happened to you? That comedian shit, like, that shit get into your head, bro. Like, you too in touch with your feelings, bro. Like, low key, I think you're gay. You wear orange beanies now. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you wasn't like this before. And the truth is, I don't blame Jose. I blame immigrant parents. For real. Because immigrant parents, when it comes to their feelings, are the most repressed people in the world, son. Like, it never gets talked about. Because you gotta understand, like, immigrant parents, I talked about this earlier, but their priorities are different than us. Like, their priorities is making sure their family has a roof over their head, their kids get a good education, and hopefully their kids don't become a comedian. Right? That's their hopes. Then maybe, you know, some mental, but it's like, yo, mental health, that shit for real is a privilege, son. I learned this shit before I moved to LA in 2019. This is some real shit that happened. Before I moved, my mom wanted to take me out to a dinner. She wanted to have one last dinner before I fly out. And we got together, and this is like one of those, like, I don't know, heart-to-heart parent talks that, like, you only get when, like, you in your 30s. They start like revealing shit to you, like, what the fuck? That's how you were raised? So, like, she told me this story that I'll never forget. She was like, mijo, one time when I was 24 years old, when I first moved to America, I was a waitress at Arlington, Virginia at a restaurant. And one day they called immigration and they raided the restaurant and arrested everybody. And they found me hiding in a closet, 3 months pregnant with your older brother. They put me in jail and I was facing deportation. And the only reason I didn't get deported was because my public defender found a way to keep me here. And because of the 1986 Ronald Reagan amnesty bill, I was able to stay in this country permanently. And I was like, oh my God, Mom, have you ever told that story before? She's like, no. I was like, maybe you should seek out professional help and talk to a therapist. And she was like, but I'm not gay though. You acting like a little bitch right now, son. What the fuck is wrong with you? I raised you better than that. Don't come at me with no therapist bullshit. I'm like, Mom, we're at Olive Garden. I'm like, yo, chill. That was 30 minutes. That was all my new shit for the new special. Now we're doing something different. I'm doing 20 minutes of untold stories that I've never shared with anyone, and it's gonna be just for you guys. Thank you guys, love you back, bro. Can I smoke this real? Can I smoke real quick? I feel like y'all got your. Did you guys get your money's worth? You guys got your money's worth? Everyone's good. It's like the immigrant in me that makes sure everyone like is like happy. Like, you know what I mean? Cause like like minorities, son. Like when they spend money, they're like, bro, like we like got in our car, we like spent $20. Like we got a babysitter. Like what the fuck, bro? Like do something. Like do a backflip. Do more. Yeah. We like that. We like that. We like the Asian kung fu movies. Do that one. Do that one. Go back to the old one. The social justice, bro, like, yo, like, he's sad, bro, like.
Yeah, pass that shit.
Show me your COVID test. That's like the new, that's the new, like, if you trying to talk to a girl. She like, yo, like, send me that PDF file. Weed, huh? What a drug. I was doing so good, man. I got back into smoking and drinking this year. I took a break, you know what I mean? Cause like, I was on my shit last year. 2019 Martin Amini, and someone that came up to me like, hey, yo, Martin, you trying to smoke a blunt with us? I'm like, nah, I'm going places. 2020 Martin Amini, like, hey, yo, Martin, you trying to do mushrooms in Rock Creek Park? I'm like, you have my attention. You know what I mean? And it's like, cause you know, I grew up smoking blunts and, you know, listening to 3 6 Mafia, you know what I mean? Like, you get caught up in that lifestyle, you know what I mean? But then when you turn 30, like, you can't smoke like you used to smoke, you know what I mean? Like, cause when you smoke, when you're like young, you think about like, you get paranoid about dumb shit. Like, I hope my parents don't catch me. Like corny shit like that. Like now when I smoke, I get paranoid, like, did I pay my taxes on time? You know what I mean? Did I file the W-2 forms the right way? Like, it's shit like that. Like, I don't want to end up like Wesley Snipes, but you only think about shit like that when you're like really high. Here's the thing, man. I'm wrapping it up, but you guys have been an amazing audience. The thing about about me, and one thing I wanted to share with everyone is, the ice cream truck story is a very personal story, and honestly, it took me a long time to open up about it because when I was a kid, I was very embarrassed growing up in an ice cream truck. Like, I remember when I was a kid, like around like 11, when I was in middle school, all my friends would get dropped off in like regular cars, like Camrys, Corollas. Then my dad would drop me off in a fucking ice cream truck, play the music, like ding ding ding. I'm like, Dad, I got class. Why you gotta do that? Like, you see like your friends getting out the door like a regular person. I jump out the menu, like, like, all right, going to math class. It's fucked up, but it's true. Like, as a family, we moved as a unit in an ice cream truck. Like, if we wanted to go to Wheaton Mall, we'd all get in the ice cream truck. Like, all right, we're gonna go watch Zorro. Everyone in the truck. And then my mom would get on the cooler, I'd be on the freezer. Like, yeah, we gotta go watch Zorro, right? That was my life. So for me, it was very difficult to talk about it when I started comedy because I didn't want to share the most intimate part of my life. But it wasn't until my 6th year of comedy where talking about it ended up getting me my first opportunity to be on television doing stand-up because I shared that story. So I'm like, damn, I got my first big break in entertainment sharing the most vulnerable story of my life. It's fucking weird, right? There's like a lesson in that. I'll tell you what happened. 2017, they were holding auditions for a new TV show called Laff Tracks on TruTV. And this is a period in time where I didn't have a lot going for me. I was 5 years into comedy. Things weren't really going that well. I lived with my parents and I was like, fuck, I need something. And this new show, the creator of the show was Bob Sumner. He was the creator of Def Comedy Jam, which was a very popular show in the 90s. He discovered Dave Chappelle, Martin Lawrence, and Chris Tucker. So when they did auditions, they were doing a national search for new talent to be on this show. So they came to DC. I was selected to be one of the comics to audition. And I was like nervous because like, yo, this is it. This is my moment. I was like, fuck, I gotta tell the ice cream truck story. I've never told it before, but it's the best story I got. So I pull up to the audition. It was at a spot called RFD in Chinatown in DC. And I got there and I was in a little room with all the 10 other DC comedians auditioning, and then Bob Sumner appeared out of nowhere wearing a fitted hat and a long t-shirt. He was like, Dave Chappelle, Martin Lawrence, Wanda Sykes, who's next in this room? I was like, God damn, that was fucking dramatic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that was unnecessary. I'm just looking at the other DC comics like, yo, I don't know if I'm Dave Chappelle funny, but goddamn. But we're all just like, fuck it, we're all hungry DC comics. So I hit the stage, told the ice cream truck story, got a standing ovation. Everyone was cheering my name. I got off the stage, Bob Sumner walked up to me. Young man, that was very impressive. Here's my card, we'll be in touch. Next day, I got an email from his assistant saying I was selected to be on the show, season 1 of Laff Tracks. And a month later, they flew me out, they got me a hotel, and I filmed episode 7 of season 1, Martin Amini, Ice Cream Truck Turf War, TV debut. I was like, yeah. It was dope. It was a great day. I'll be honest, when I got that opportunity as a comedian, it's a dream come true to be on TV. You know, I always thought when I get on TV for the first time, I was gonna be able to buy my mom a house. But then I got the check from TruTV, and I'm like, she's gonna have to settle for some size 10 Jordans because that's all I could afford with this check. I'm like, God damn, this is bad. Okay, you guys have been great. I want to share one last thing, and it's not even a joke. This part's just real from the heart. I grew up in Silver Spring, Maryland. I grew up in a neighborhood that had, shout out to Silver Spring. Thank you, man. I love you guys, for real. In my neighborhood, it literally looked like this room. It had a Peter. It had like We in Mall vibes. You know what I mean? El Salvador, Bolivia, Central America. It had, you know, Asian people, black people. It had everybody. And honestly, I feel like that's what prepared me for life. That's what prepared me for this comedy journey. It prepared me on knowing how to connect with everybody, right? Even Peter. And that's my goal and intention on every time I do a show, is to make sure that I do everything in my power to connect with everyone on an individual level. And I know I come from a background that maybe not everyone understands. Ice cream truck, ex-drug dealer, comedy vibes. But I feel like tonight, I did my job. Yeah. So I just want to say, man, I'm running for office in 2024. I love you guys. My name is Martin Amini. God bless you all. Thank you.